the late Steve Jobs introduced the very first iPhone in 2007, he announced, quote, Apple is going to reinvent the phone. 1.4 million touchscreen devices were sold that year. And today, there are more than 2.5 billion smartphone users around the world, spending, on average, 4 hours a day on their mobile phones. Most people say they want to cut back on that, but only about half who try succeed. Georgetown professor Cal Newport is the author of a new book called Digital Minimalism, and he says it is possible to quit your phone addiction for good. It's so nice to have you.
Well, thanks for having me.
Talk to me about the good and the bad. What is lost by having a digital obsession, and what is gained if you put your phone down?
Well, if you talk to people that are uneasy about the role that these devices have in their life, they don't tend to focus on utility. So the issue is not what I'm doing when I look at the screen is in itself always bad. What people are concerned about is that they're spending more time looking at the screen than they know is useful, than they know is healthy, to the detriment of things that they know are more important.
You say life would be better, and also you could be more successful. And I feel like, okay, I could see how life could be better. I would not mind being off of Twitter a lot more than I'm now. But how will you become more successful?
Well, one of the things that I've studied and written about in the past is the value of the ability to concentrate. The better you're able to concentrate, the more intensely you're able to concentrate. For a lot of reasons, the more value you can produce. And we have a lot of evidence that if you spend much of your time outside of work, constantly feeding yourself stimuli at the slightest hint of boredom, you're essentially training your brain into a place where it's going to have a very hard time focusing when it comes time to focus, and that can have professional repercussions.
How does technology, or being sucked into technology more than the technology itself, affect your brain?
Well, there's a lot of different negative impacts that we're starting to pull apart. I mean, these literatures are still forming, but they all seem to be converging towards conclusions that aren't that great. So one thing we know, for example, is that our brain is highly social. The secret to our species' success is that we're very, very good at working with other people, working together. Sociality is crucial to us. And so a lot of our brain is dedicated to the very difficult task of how do I sit across from someone and have a conversation, read these clues and read cues and body language and tone of voice. We're masters at this. Digital interaction, so if it's just text or just emojis or like buttons, for example, doesn't use any of these systems. And so from our brain's perspective, when we replace more of this sort of real world conversation with more of the digital interaction, from the perspective of our evolutionary brain, we're lonely. Because it doesn't know that this is the same as this.
So you have 1 million followers on Facebook, but you actually are a lonely, sad person. So what advice do you give to people who say, okay, I'd like to be a minimalist? Is it put your phone down, lock it away, don't sleep with it, only, schedule Twitter between, 5 and 6 p.m. What specific advice would you give people who want to be minimalist but also live in a real world?
Well, so tips alone don't seem to be working. So I actually have a much stronger recommendation I make to people, which is 30 days where what you're going to do is step away from everything you can step away from. And the things you can't step away from, put some pretty careful fencing around it. So I'm only going to use this. I have to use this for work, but very carefully, right? Maybe not on my phone, on the computer. After those 30 days are over, instead of just going back to everything you began with, say, I'm now going to rebuild my personal digital life from scratch. So it's like I'm starting from scratch. I'm only going to add something back in if I have a very strong story for how this is going to significantly benefit something I value. So just like Mary Kondo would say.
I was just about to say, does it bring you joy?
It does, right? and I learned a lot about Mary Kondo after this book came out, but we're actually both talking about minimalism just in different parts of your life. And so she would say, take everything out of the closet, and then you only bring back in the things that are really important. Well, I think that's what we need to do in our digital lives. You got to clear out the proverbial closet of all these apps and services that you haphazardly downloaded or signed up for, and then very carefully say, what do I really need in my life and how am I going to use it? And the people who do this, they still use tech to great advantage, but they use it a lot less than most people they know, and they're getting a lot more value out of what they do use.
Professor Cal Newport, it's so nice to have you. Thank you.
Thank you.